Hey there guys, in this video we're going to be going to hard mode of Garuda 2-star. Now if you saw my previous video where I was looking for Garuda in the tower menu, it turns out Garuda has his own little stage down here. So we're going to be going to 2-star. Now there is a way to just automatically win and get, the early missions and unlock your Esper. I already did that. But this time, unlike the 1-star Garuda, we're doing it is just for a badge to show off, where I don't really care about. 2-star gives you a really good materia, 30% evasion. So we're going to be doing hard mode with, of course, Cloud. So this fight is a little bit different than the 1-star version. For one thing, the boss gives you 250% accuracy down. The boss does a bunch more attacks, and obviously the stats are way higher. But we're going to get it done with this party. I've kind of planned out a clear with a turn chart and all that. Big thanks to Rayhan for making the wiki page, as well as everyone in JP chat for helping me work out a team. But this is what we're going to use. We're going to use Cloud for our damage with lots of accuracy gear. Yuna provides accuracy up buff, as well as Mirage and mitigation and all that kind of stuff. Vanille for the fields, breaking, water in peril. We're doing a water clear, by the way. Sayaka for stop immunity, status immunity, break immunity, and support chaining. And then Esther on the JP server is a magical tank. She'll be covering and giving us lightning and wind resist. And bird killer, believe it or not. Anyway, let's do a 2-star clear. So we're going to skip the RP, don't really care. So at the start of the battle, Garuda will tell you, if you want to fight me for real, deal damage to me on turn 1. And if you don't, we'll do the free win method. But we're going to deal damage on turn 1 to turn on hard mode. So we're going to use Cloud, who automatically imperils water, by the way. He's going to imbue water and then deal some damage to the boss. Other Cloud can just punch the boss. Sayaka will do status and stop immunity. We'll have Vanille just, whatever for right now. Yuna will do a mitigation buff. And Esther will start in the base, then go to the shift. And cover, lightning resist, and 100% wind resist. Yeah, Esther is pretty good on the JP server. Okay, so now that we dealt damage, we're going to turn on hard mode. The boss is going to, basically on turn 1, just put up a field and kind of nothing else. So we're not going to do much else either, because right now the boss does have this preemptive 99% mitigation, and it'll be there until turn 4. So we're just basically kind of holding on for now. So we're going to triple Mirage autocast with Yuna. We're going to use Esther to Shelga +3, Bird Killer in the party, and kind of doesn't matter what else, we can break the boss. Cloud is going to water imbue himself, modifier buff, and then just a bolting strike. Other Cloud will modifier buff, water imbue, and he's going to do a big break as well as greatsword in peril. Let's see, Sayaka is going to do break immunity and some fill, and we can just reload on Vanille for now. Okay, so the boss is going to summon these irritating crystals. You want to always kill them immediately, because they replace the field every single turn. So if you're using fields, and you should be, you really want to kill those crystals. Also, the boss gets Mirage and all that, 3 stacks of Mirage, and now we have accuracy down. So because our Cloud is using 250% accuracy, plus we're going to be using Yuna's buff, we can still deal damage even with 250 accuracy down. So Yuna will do a 100 accuracy up buff. Esther will triple AoE chain to get rid of all the Mirage on everything out here. We're going to use Sayaka just to do the same thing. Now Cloud is going to do his field to replace the enemy field. And we're going to do a big burst on turn 4. We're going to use our big Amplify and our big LB buff. We're going to hit it as hard as we can on this turn. And then the friend is going to big LB buff, big amp, and he's going to do bolting strike to kill off that crystal. Now, as the last action, we're going to use the SLB of Vanille to put up a better Imperil field and break. Yeah, Vanille's missing because she's not using accuracy, but I don't really care. And when the crystals die, they die at the end of the turn, and they detonate. I'm not using enough wind resist on my Cloud, but I'm using like 95%. It's good enough. Okay, some attacks right here. And now, finally, that mitigation is gone. We can burst right into Phase 2. The threshold is at 75%, and there is an HP lock. So before we do that, we're going to use Yuna's LB for the LB buff. I'm going to look at my turn chart real quick and make sure we're not doing anything we need to do. Yep, okay, good. So we're going to use Vanille to quad cast Wardaga, or Wardara. We gave her the materia. We're going to have, with Irini's Ring, we're going to have Sayaka quad cast Wardara as well. And unfortunately, we don't have the overdrive ready for this burst. We don't need it, though, because we're going to hit the HP lock anyway. I might be, like, overbursting right here by using all the big cooldowns. I didn't, like, math it out. Maybe I could, like, stagger the cooldowns for burst and the Magnuses, but I don't care. Let's go ahead and get to Phase 2. 75% done. After that, we're going to use Esther to just triple cast some LB fill with triple bar Lightning Gun. Yeah, you need lots of lightning and wind resist for this clear, and we're using that. So we did 5 billion damage. You know, because we hit the boss so hard, he's going to get like kind of pissy, and he's going to go into a shell. So you see that little barrier he gave himself? He reapplied, well, not yet. He's going to. Give it a second. There it is. 99% unremovable mitigation for 3 turns, which is irritating. So basically, for 3 turns, we just can't do anything. We gotta just sit here like a bunch of dummies. So we're gonna go ahead and just start like refreshing buffs and all. So refresh the mitigation buff with Yuna. Esther will cover. Wind resist. Esther is so good for this fight. And then Shell. Cloud is going to just absolute mirror of equity one time to fill his LB gauge. Sayaka will just status immunity and stop immunity, and Vanille will just break. Yeah, so we're like, for the most part, going to be just repeating for a few turns. Not specifically repeating, but yeah. And while he's in this like shell mode or whatever, there's not much going on either. It's really like a pointless mechanic, other than to slow you down. So let's see. Cloud's repeating, you're repeating. Yuna needs to do Mirage this turn, so we'll do that. We need to fill Yuna's LB gauge. We'll do double lightning and a wind with you. Yeah. Sayaka can just repeat, and Vanille can just repeat. Okay. So we're going to start buffing up next turn. And again, the boss is just like not really doing anything. Okay, so unfortunately we can't burst this turn because the boss still has that mitigation. But next turn, he's going to summon all the little crystals and all that, and we have to deal with that next turn. So even though we could burst next turn, because the crystals are going to be there, we really can't. So what we're going to do instead, Cloud is going to modifier buff, water imbue, and we're going to break the boss. Other Cloud is going to, let's see here, modifier buff, water imbue, and just bolting strike. Doesn't really matter. Sayaka can just repeat again. Repeat Vanille. Esther is going to cover, bird killer, and shell. Whoops. And Yuna will accuracy buff. Okay, finally he's out of that shell mode, and thankfully for the rest of the fight, he's never going to do that again. He only does that if you deal 4.5 billion damage or more in one turn, and we're never going to hit him that hard again, so he's not going to shell anymore. So now he has a double crystal, and the other crystals would do things like buffing the boss. So you got to deal with that, which we're going to, so I'll give him just a minute. And some attacks. Honestly, the damage is not bad here, as long as you've got 300% wind and 300% lightning resist. And I'll show you the gear and all at the end of the video. So now we're going to use Yuna to use her big LB cooldown buff. We're going to use Esther to triple bolting strike. We got to get rid of all those mirages on everybody, so we'll go ahead and do that. Let's see. Sayaka will give us break immunity and fill some LB gauge. We will SOB Vanille, but not yet. Not yet. So we're going to use Cloud to overdrive, because it'll still be there next turn when we burst. Then we're going to do his secondary LB buff and a double bolting strike. Yes, but before we do that, friend will field to get rid of the enemy field. He will big LB buff. And then he will use Perfect Dispel on the boss. And that'll also kill the little minions. There we go. And last action, we use Vanille's SLB to put up a better field on the enemy side. Okay, so we're going to burst next turn. Next turn is kind of a freebie turn. Oh, never mind. No. Next turn he's going to Dispel us. But at the end of the turn, though, so we're going to burst first. Now, the burst won't be as big any longer because we no longer have the 150 Amplify and all that. But we do have Overdrive with Cloud, 32,000 attack power. Yes, that's exciting. So, Yuna is going to Mitigation buff. Esther is going to triple fill the LB gauge, but not yet. We're gonna burst before we do all that. So let's go ahead and burst with our DPS. We're gonna support chain Siaka and Vanille. Cloud's gonna LB. We have the Overdrive still active from last turn, so we can go ahead and let's look at my turn chart. Yep. Go ahead and chain this up. Not bad, not bad. And we can go ahead and fill LB gauge again with these. So we're gonna get Dispelled this turn. At the end of the turn. Not too bad. We'll just rebuff and go again. Oh, by the way, the next threshold is at 45%. So the next burst should push the threshold. So we got completely Dispelled. So what we're going to do, we have to always immediately stop immunity and status immunity after a Dispel. We'll do that with Siaka. Vanille can just break. Not much else going on with her. Let's see. Regular break. Cloud number 1 can do Modifier buff, Water Imbue, and just either a Bolting or an Absolute Mirror. We'll do Absolute Mirror to fill the LB gauge. So this Cloud will Mod buff, Water, and fill his LB gauge. Let's see here. What else are we doing? We're going to Mirage with Yuna. Esther has to put up all our buffs again. Cover, resist, and resist. Yeah, the resistances are more important than the mitigations, because you can immune the majority of the damage. Okay, this turn, the boss does basically nothing. I wonder what's the reason I didn't decide to burst on turn 11. Yeah, I'm following my turn chart that I made. Yeah, why didn't I burst on turn 11? I easily could have. Very strange of me to not burst on turn 11. I don't know why I didn't. Yeah, we're going to follow my turn chart. My turn chart says do it this way, we're going to do it this way. So we're going to go ahead and break with you and double bolting. Why did I do this? This is weird. We're going to triple bolting you. We're going to have Siaka. Fill LB gauge and immunity. We can just break with you. Accuracy buff with Yuna. Esther can cover Shelga and wind resist. And we'll go ahead and deal like... There must have been a reason that I planned to burst on turn 12 instead of turn 11. I forget. I've been working on this boss for like 2 hours. Anyway. So, let's have you... Oh, I think it was because of my Mirage cooldown. I had to line up the Mirage cooldown for phase 3. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and LB Yuna. We are going... Now, the boss has Mirage right now. So, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the boss's Mirage with Esther. It's got to be done. Then we're gonna burst. So, before we burst, we are going to overdrive one of the clouds. Yeah, we're pretty much going to have overdrive every single burst. We have 2 overdrives in the unit. 2 overdrivers in the party. Quad magic, LB, and hopefully push the boss to 46%. We will. Oh yeah, we overpushed by a lot. Yeah, I really probably should have spaced out some of my cooldowns and all, but whatever. Anyway, now we're in phase 3. So, Basically more of the same, but the rotation gets a little bit faster in phase 3. And I haven't like 1000% worked it out yet. We're going to be working at it a little bit in this fight. So we are not dispelled yet. So we are going to mitigation buff with Yuna. Follow on my turn chart. Esther is going to triple bolting to get rid of the enemy's Mirage. We are going to have Cloud, mod buff, field, and bolting strike, while Friend will mod buff, water imbue, and dispel the boss. That's right, because I'm still water imbued from Yuna, so I don't need water imbue. So before we do that, we will status and stop immunity. Okay, and then Vanille last action SLB to replace the good field. Okay, there it is, and we're gonna burst next turn. And my Cloud's taking a tiny amount of damage on the explosions, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so this turn the boss. I have my turn chart wrong. Oh, my turn chart is incorrect. It doesn't matter. Yeah, my turn chart, I'm noticing a mistake. Oh, well. Okay, let's go ahead and go Mirage with Yuna. We are going to Bird Killer and double Lightning. And then Burst. So, burst, 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 burst. Oh, before we do, we will overdrive one of the clouds. Burst. LB. LB. Okay, so we're going to click Esther first for the killer, and then try to do this afterwards. Oh, that was very nice. Very nice. Okay, turn 15 we'll be doing it. Oh, I see the reason we're doing it this way. Yeah. Because this allows us to get an extra burst with the Bird Killer. Like I said, I've been working on this turn chart for 2 hours. My brain is fried. So we're going to accuracy buff with Yuna. We are going to cover, wind resist, and shell. Cloud will break, water imbue, and absolute mirror of equity. Other Cloud will water imbue and double absolute mirror. Let's see. You will break an LB fill, while Vanille will just break. Okay. And turn 16, the boss is going to dispel us at the end of turn 16, which is fine. Okay, he doesn't have Mirage. No, he doesn't. Okay, so here's... Oh, no, we're fine. We're fine. Let's go ahead and LB buff you. Let's overdrive you. Let's see here. What else are we doing? We are support chaining. LB. LB. Support chain. Oh, beautiful. One more and we should probably win. No, probably two more because we're not going to have Bird Killer for the next one. Turn 16, we're getting dispelled here. Yes, we just filled the LB gauge. Yes. Yeah, turn 19 is going to be a very painful attack. We're going to probably Omni Cover on turn 19. check something real quick. Let's see. Turn 17. Yeah, I have my turn chart. So what did he do? He just dispelled us just now. So we are going to accuracy buff. Cover, lightning, and wind. Cover, lightning, wind. Give me 1 second. Okay, there it is. Let's see. Cover, lightning, and wind. Turn 17 is going to be status and stop immunity after dispel, always. Otherwise, you will have a very bad day. We are going to modifier buff, water, imbue, and a break resist. Friend is going to modifier, water, and field. Yeah, we're going to burst next turn. Go ahead and do this. Wait for all this to finish, and then we go to SLB to put up her field. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we're trying to get a sub 20 win. It's probably not going to happen. I mean, you never know. I kind of know. I kind of know. So the boss put up Mirage that turn. So Yuna has to put up Mirage for us. Bird Killer's not even ready. Yeah, the boss Miraged, right? He sure did. So get rid of that. Let's go ahead and overdrive. I think that was the last charge of overdrive on my unit, but that's fine. The fight's almost over. There's a very, very tiny chance, depending on variance, the fight is over right here. Out of curiosity, is the friend using the good great sword? Sure is. Yeah, we might win right here. It really depends on the variance. Let's go. Turn 18. Yeah, he's going to summon minions this turn. That's fine. Boom, there it is, killed with an LB. Okay, last mission complete. There it is, 18 turns, not bad at all. It took a lot of work on the turn chart, but we got it. So, let me show you the gear. So the entire party has at least 100 lightning resist and 200 wind resist. That is because Esther gives us a 200 lightning resist buff and a 100 wind buff, bringing both of those to 300. We are also all immune to paralyze. Actually, I guess you don't need that based on discussions in Discord. Well, I geared us all for immunity to paralyze and petrify. Apparently, based on discussions, you don't need that, but I did it anyway. Other than that, just some bulk, because there is some attacks that bypass cover. Like turn 19 would have hurt a lot, but we had a plan. It was fine. It was fine. Anyway, there's the gear we used, and we put a bunch of LB fill on Yuna as well, so that she could use her LB move more often. Esther in the base form is auto buffing, you know, whatever. Shift form is using too much Slender Resist, whatever. The resistances I told you about, some mana reductions, so you can spam those skills, and passive provoke as well. Cloud right here, maxed out Bird Killer. The resistances. Mine's at 190 wind. It was fine. I couldn't quite figure out how to gear. Also, he is at 250 accuracy. Very, very important right there. And there you go. And there's his card. Vanille is some, bulk. The resistances I told you about. Also using the water materia. And she has quad cast for black magic naturally. So that's kind of convenient. And there you go. Sayaka, same thing. The resistances I told you about. We gave her Irene's Ring and the Water Materia. And we gave her a little bit of LB fill as well. Although we ended up never using her LB, so that wasn't that important. And then the friend. Thank you to quite a few of the friends in Discord that built me clouds. Like 5 people did it for me. Unfortunately, only one of you shows up at a time, so best I can do. And there it is. So there is our Garuda 2-star with the nice materia. Give me a bunch of accuracy. And then damage breakdown. The friend is EX3, so You know. You know. You know. And there we go. And if you're curious, I guess you can see this, because I assume some people may not actually do the hard mode, so I'll let you read it. If you can read Japanese, it shouldn't be long. Or you could pause the video and use a translator. But there you go. Yeah, 'cause I'm assuming like most people are not going to do that hard mode on 2-star. It wasn't that hard, but I mean, we are using Cloud. Haha, so funny. Come on, game. Okay. I didn't realize they'd be talking this much. Maybe I made a mistake by watching the dialogue. Well, it's fine. I mean, worst case scenario, like another minute, I'm sure. And there's probably at least one person enjoying translating all this and getting the story. My lord. What are they talking about? Now I'm curious. Now what is going on? They're still going. They are really still going. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Where's my skip button? Okay, so you know basically this is never coming to global because they don't want to translate all this. Yeah, so I guess it's a good thing I'm recording it because global's never going to see this. This is way too much to translate. What? Where'd Rand go? Is he pissed off or something? Or is he sad? I have no idea. He ran off pretty hastily. He sounded like he was about to go cry or something. I have no idea. Finally. Okay. Oh my god, are we really not done? Got it. Okay, anyway. That was it. That was 3-star. Okay. Or 2-star. See you in a bit.